Now, Australia has said that it has no intention of injuring bilateral relations with China, despite repeated efforts by the United States to push Canberra towards a more hawkish stance. Australia and the United States have concluded a 2-by-2 ministerial dialogue in Washington. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Pentagon Chief Mark Esper hosted their Australian counterparts, Marise Payne and Linda Reynolds, for a 2-day summit. The two sides agreed to nurture a global order based on rule of law and to hold China accountable for its actions in Hong Kong and the South China Sea. Two countries have also agreed to create a working group to counter China's disinformation campaign. Pompeo has commended Australia for standing up to China and criticized Beijing's tariff war with Australia.
The United States commends the Morrison government for standing up for democratic values and the rule of law, despite intense, continued, coercive pressure from the Chinese Communist Party to bow to Beijing's wishes. It is unacceptable for Beijing to use exports or student fees as a cudgel against Australia. We stand with our Australian friends.
Australia expressed concerns over the internment of Uyghur Muslims in China's Xinjiang and promised to expand maritime cooperation in the Indo-Pacific. But the delegation from Down Under refused to make any specific commitments to the US. The US has long awaited joint military patrols with Australia in the South China Sea, but Canberra has refused to accept this demand repeatedly. Washington will also be slightly disappointed by the statements made by Australia's Foreign Minister, Marise Payne. She said that Australia and the US do not agree on everything and that Canberra is unwilling to harm its highly lucrative ties with China.
We have a strong economic engagement, other engagement, and it works in the interests of both countries. That said, of course, we don't agree on everything. We are very different countries, we are very different systems. As my Prime Minister put it recently, the relationship that we have with China is important, and we have no intention of injuring it. But nor do we intend to do things that are contrary to our interests, and that is the premise from which we begin.